just burn my pants up.
Skanky boy.
I really want to get. I like the 80s a lot, but I want to get one of the smaller ones.
Yeah,
I like the Artemis. I like the smaller blasters.
I think having one of the smaller ones would be like having a nice variety.
It's already had the big one.
You already got a big one, and you already got a small one. You get a little small blaster.
I got the little medium one.
And you got a little nice in between also. So I think having another little in between would be good.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you can just return if you don't like it.
Well, it's like $40. No, I like the little one. I like the little
Yeah.
one. I like the big. I like all the ones that I have.
Yeah, I
But
mean, we like all of them.
But that smaller, I would just want all of them really.
Yeah.
But that smaller one that I had, it's basically it's already, you know what I'm talking about. It's just the small version of that one. It's $40, and I'm like, why isn't it like 20?
Yeah.
Why aren't you a cheap baby?
It should be.
It's been out for a while.
It should be 20. By now.
Target has them for $25, but they're all out of stock. That makes me sad.
Well.
Oh well.
Oh well.
And nobody has them in stock right here anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll find one eventually. You'll find one eventually, and you'll find one for the price that you want also.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Excuse me, Ethan. Are you clapping while I'm trying to introduce
I'm trying to do a sync, Elisha.
You trying to do a clap sync? I already did it at the beginning. I did it a minute ago. Oh, we did another one. There's a third clap sync we've had.
Now we're starting.
Now we're starting.
And
now the podcast is beginning, and you're here to listen to it. Thank you.
Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Elisha Hunt. I'm doing the intro because I'm Elisha Hunt. On today's podcast,
Yeah?
look, across from the table there from me,
Yeah?
back from the dead, Ethan. Ho ho.
Ho ho.
Thanks, Elisha. I really appreciate that introduction. Little did you know this was a one-man show.
So 2 weeks ago, welcome everyone to the podcast. This is episode, whatever episode it is.
Yeah.
I was-
Episode insert number.
Yeah, I'm not doing a graphic for that.
One day
ill.
we'll have graphics.
I figured out what illness I had 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
Last we recorded, which was 2 Sundays ago. It was because, and this happened last time, that all of the plants and stuff didn't die off from the winter. All the plants are starting to come back in again, and it's February.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my illness.
February plants don't go away illness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty common illness.
One of the illness where it's not cold enough to kill all the allergens and everything.
Yeah, February plants didn't all die of illness. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my favorite. illness.
Beginning of March.
Beginning of March. Yeah.
March begins in spring illness.
Beginning of spring, all the plants didn't die in February illness.
So what was your illness? What happened to you?
I had the flu. Yeah.
All right.
I had a real illness, Elisha.
Okay. Tell that real illness to me barely being able to move around. And also consuming an entire box of allergy medicine in the course of 5 days.
Tell that to my body didn't move for a week.
You poor boy. I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were gatekeeping illnesses over here.
We are. The flu is worse
The flu's pretty bad.
than your poop.
How did you get the flu?
I don't know. I'm a careful boy. I wash my hands and I do all that stuff.
I take a shower a couple times a week.
I had a flu shot and yeah. I was like, I went to work and I was like, man, I'm tired. And I got home. Hey, I got a fever. Doctor next day. Hey, you got the flu. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep. Well, fun while it lasted, I suppose.
Yeah, it was a bad day. It was a bad time.
Yeah, you were just out of it. You were
a
done.
real bad time. I slept and I didn't even play games and it was a terrible time.
Yeah. And I didn't have enough time last week to schedule another guest. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bother.
Not a good time.
Nope.
But I'm lying for now.
Yeah.
Until I catch my next illness.
Next year.
That occurred. Moving on.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Though.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm glad I'm feeling better also.
Me too.
Get all my energy and stuff back.
Get all your illness out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I slept wrong Friday night, Saturday. You know,
Threw out your back.
throughout my neck was like I woke up.
Oh no!
I'm an old man.
Get my walker!
Pretty much.
Somebody get
Pretty much.
Life alert! Life alert! I cracked my neck and I can't get it right.
Pretty much. So I woke up and fortunately I wasn't doing anything at all yesterday. We couldn't because it was flash flooding and raining
because
everywhere.
your neck was out of whack.
Also, my neck was out of whack, so it was a good enough excuse for me. Like, you know what? I'm not.
I
leaving
hate
the house.
driving when you're like that because you're like, oh. You have to like
You do
turn.
the
You have to
you
like
do the
full
whole
body turn.
1970s Batman, where like the neck doesn't move and it's like, Robin, Robin.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I hate that though.
yeah, I did too. It was the worst. And so I just like did a bunch of stretches and stuff before I went to bed last night, and I'm feeling
I did yogi.
pretty good, I guess.
Frilling.
Good enough, I suppose.
Yeah, making it.
Yep.
Baking it.
So I just need to buy a bottle of ibuprofen and be like, oh, and another pain.
Yeah, pretty much. That'll do you.
Well,
That'll cure what ails you.
I just need to stretch more, honestly.
Feisty boy.
Well, the thing is that I don't stretch. I used to stretch a bunch, but now I don't stretch at all anymore.
Calisthenics, good for your body.
Yeah, like before bed, you do like 30 minutes of stretches before bed, and it's like the people that do them are like, I feel great when I wake up 8 hours later, and I'm like, what? So I just need to do more stretches.
Oh, my neck, my back.
That reminds me of another bit where this guy,
my lumbago.
this guy like was playing CS:GO or whatever, and he was streaming with his friends, and he like got up to go get water. I don't know what he was doing, but like from far away he went, boo! And then people, whenever his friends that he was playing with, whenever he got back, he said, "That sounds like you're a Skyrim character." And he's like, "We have to go to Tamriel." Woo! Like it was so loud, but it was far, like at the opposite end of the house. Like it was so funny.
It's like I was watching a Jimmy Fallon video where he was interviewing Cardi B. Not a fan of Cardi B. Weird lady. But anyway, I digest.
I love it to digest.
But anyway, it's like, you know how she makes all those weird noises and stuff?
Yeah.
It's like she got, you know, and like
Yeah.
there was one that was like, it was like meow, like an elongated meow without an M. It was eow.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
And then so like Jimmy Fallon pulls out these cards, and the first one is it's like all phonetically, it's like all spelled out. He goes, this one's like meow, it's just really long. And he's like, can you use that in a sentence? And like he makes her explain it. And then the second one is the same thing, but it has higher in parentheses. And he's like, what? I'm like, what does that mean? And then she explains it. She's like, you know, the regular one is like when somebody tells you something and she's like, it's whatever, you know. And so they're like, I got a job. She's like,
There's phoneticism to it?
yeah, like that's what she does. She's like,
That's funny.
And then she does the higher one, and she's like, that's when someone's like, okay, you know. So she's like, that's the other one. She's like, yeah. She's like just screeching. I'm like, what is it? What am I watching?
What a weird time we live in.
She's a strange lady, man. Let me tell you.
I haven't heard anything about him, but I like Strange, and it sounds like it's right up my alley.
You don't know Cardi B?
I know who Cardi B is,
That's
but
who
I
that
don't
is,
know
yeah.
anything that she does.
She's weird, man. She's crazy.
I don't know about anything that she
She
does.
was a stripper,
What?
and now she's a rapper.
What?
And
That's
she
wild.
just makes all these crazy noises. Instead of saying okay, she goes okay. It's so weird.
What a weird timeline.
I don't know, man.
We live in a weird time now.
And she's married to one of the Migos guys.
What? Really?
Yeah, and
That's
they
funny.
got a baby, and the baby's, what is the baby's name? You know, rappers' babies always have like crazy names,
Yeah.
like Truth or like
A
baby back.
Insert perfectly normal like word. Truth.
I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look it up because I remember seeing the name. I was like,
What?
what? I gotta pause, please.
Yeah, well, that's going on. I hope everyone around us is doing okay during the flood.
Hope you're not.
I hope you're not stuck
Wet.
I hope you're not stuck in 5 feet of water. I saw a video about someone that lives out
I
in
remember.
college.
I remember. It's culture with a K.
Culture with a K. That's not too bad.
That's still weird.
It is still a
Like,
wild out there
that's
name.
still strange. I don't know. I was like, whatever. You do you, boo. You do you, boo boo. I don't know. I don't know.
I've
man.
never heard that.
Yeah, she's wild.
Oh man,
Wild
I
time,
think
man. You can
whenever
check
we're
it
done
out.
recording this,
Yeah.
I have like a couple hours of research to.
Yeah, you do. It's a dark hole. It's a weird wild ride. Weird wild
Sounds
ride.
fun. When did you watch that?
Last night, like at 12.
The-
You know, like when you go on like on Facebook
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm gonna watch this Gordon Ramsay video.
yeah.
Now I'm on this whole of Jimmy Fallon videos. Now I'm on these Japanese videos. You know, just start going down,
Yeah.
going down the hole. Just keep on scrolling through there when you get the
Usually
suggested.
how it goes. I found some of my favorite
Yeah.
channels by just like
Yeah,
being
just,
on
like, going
YouTube
down
for
the hole.
4 or 5 hours and not doing anything. More these days though, I just use YouTube to watch the same stuff that I'm watching.
Yeah,
I
have very rarely added a new channel unless like it's a new interest of mine. Then I'll
Yeah,
start
same.
like cultivating new things that have to do with
yeah, like also I'll get to this in a second. I've just like I call it my grandpa machine because grandpas, and this is a stereotype. It's fun. It's a funny bit though. Grandpas only watch the same 4 channels.
that. Yeah,
That's what
That's what
YouTube is for me.
is,
I only watch the same 4 or 5. That's the same
That's
handful of
pretty
YouTube channels.
much how I am too.
Yeah, I watch Internet Today and I watch Critical Role and
I watch the C-SPAN, and then I get my
go to
5
Fox.
o'clock news at Fox. I
watch
get
Fox.
the local weather. And then I saunter on down to
To
the
the westerns.
diner.
Then he watches westerns,
I saunter on down to the diner for dinner.
cowboy movies. I totally am going to be that grandpa.
Yeah.
And
But instead of Cowboys movies, you're gonna be like watching like
Japanese movies.
cheesy 80s films.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Grandpa. Yeah. No, totally.
But look at this film it's called Mad
Look at
Mad
Arnold
Max
Schwarzenegger's muscles.
on the Thunderdome. That's Tina Turner. She had a drug problem.
That's Robert Downey Jr. in the 80s.
That's when
Robert
he had a
Downey-
drug
and
problem.
That's Robert Downey Jr. in the 90s.
Basically, everybody in the 80s had a drug
You
problem.
mean President Downey Jr.? Yep, sure enough.
That's the one. He. Little did they know he'd actually built an Iron Man suit in 2050 on his 70th birthday.
Can you believe that next year is 2020? The year that everyone's talking. Oh,
No,
okay.
I can't see with my glasses.
Okay, I watched. Thank you, Ethan, for that one. I watched Blade Runner again last night. I've seen it like 3 times now. The first one.
It's set in,
It takes place in 2019.
Yeah,
It takes place in 2019.
and we
And
don't
so
have
it's-
any cool stuff.
Not like they do.
No, I
No.
want flying cars and
It rains all the time, and that's why I watch Blade Runner, because it rains constantly in Los Angeles.
that's pretty true.
Yeah, rains all the time in Blade Runner. And so I was like, you know what? Blade Runner mood tonight.
Which is
What a
not how
beautiful
Los
film.
Angeles actually is. Like it never rains in Los Angeles.
Well, that's like the whole point of that
which
movie.
is funny. Yeah, well, it's like with all the smog and change and everything. you
Yeah,
know,
and then climate change and
Mhm.
pollution and all that. And now it rains constantly in Los
in
Angeles.
Warren County.
It has been raining crazy
Yep.
here.
I had to take my kayak here, Elisha.
There was a Facebook video that I saw of someone who lives out in Irving College.
Did you see the one on MTSU with the kids like
I don't think
kayaking
so.
on MTSU's campus?
No, I didn't see that one, but I did see
It
one.
was really funny.
It was-
like a whole team of them,
That's funny.
just like piling in, like just kayaks. Like it was like 3 or 4 of them. Just boop boop.
It was these 3 people in Irving College that were like kayaking to go get their mail and then kayaking back to the porch.
So ridiculous.
It was really.
How did
really
their mail
funny.
even get there? Is what I want to know.
It was a bit. It was a joke. It was pretty
That
funny.
would be hilarious if like you had the mail guy with just like a big sack of mail, just like
And a
it like
canoe.
just it like
The mail
jettisons
canoe?
out of the back of the
Yeah.
mail carrier. Just flops open the door. You just kind of go.
Well, that's how in like the
Really
late
funny.
1700s and early 1800s. For a while, it was like people settlements that live on a river. They would just have like stuff come down the river and grab it or whatever.
Most of the mail and stuff was delivered back at that point.
If you lived on a river, yeah.
And,
And-
you know, if you're along
Yeah.
the waterways.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, so what I wanted to mention about YouTube was that I have watched 54 episodes of Critical Role. I started campaign
original?
2.
Or
and
campaign
campaign 2.
Okay.
I'm not interested in campaign 1 really.
Campaign 1's really good. You should listen to it.
So I started at the end of October.
I am 5 episodes away from finally finishing the first campaign
Really?
after a year.
That's a lot. 140 something episodes.
115.
115. Still a lot.
It is a lot considering each
lot.
one's like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of my year just. Of course, most of that's been in my car, so
Yeah.
which tells you how much I live in my car.
Yeah.
That I still don't have right now,
Oh, sad.
but that's another story.
That's another story. That's next week's podcast.
That's another story. Ethan's
So
car
yeah,
plates.
I am caught up. Episode 51. It's been a very emotional, crazy journey.
Yeah.
They've already had so much happen.
Oh yeah, that's how the other one is.
Yeah. It's such a good program.
and it's super weird being at the end of it
It is.
because I've been on this journey.
Yeah.
You know, I can't imagine having to wait week to week.
I can't either.
That's kind of like the thing that I like about like having just listening to the old one first, because like there's this big buildup of like the new one, which I know I'll eventually catch up with that too. But
It's okay. So it took me, if I watched one of them a day, it took me 51 days or something like that.
it's hard to make time to listen to one a day though. I usually get through about half of one a day.
Yeah.
If it's a
Yeah.
shorter, if it's like a 2.5 hour one, sometimes I'll squeeze in some in lunch and just finish it off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm caught up. I'm waiting for Thursday now. I am 100% caught up.
I wish I could. See, I would be more inclined to do that if I could actually watch them on live.
I won't have time to.
I can,
yeah.
but they don't start till so late.
They start at like
They start
7.
They start at
7, but for
they
us
start
it's
at
9.
9 our
Yeah.
time, and they go to like 1 or 2 our time,
Most of the time, yeah,
Mhm.
because they do
which is
7 to 11.
ridiculous. Yeah, so
They take a break.
it's 1. It's
9.
1 our time. Roughly.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little after. And I was like,
Yeah.
I could do that, but I'd be a real cranky boy. That'd be one thing if I like worked here. You know.
Yeah, but you have to go all the way to Cookeville. Like
I gotta go, but
it's a trek and a half.
6 in the morning.
Yeah,
I gotta get up early.
but yeah, I'm totally caught up now.
Cool.
It's absolutely
I've
wild.
heard the second one's pretty good.
The second one is very good.
I really like the.
I actually also learned so much about just Dungeons and Dragons
I
as
told
like a
you.
rule
I
set.
told you.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah. I mean, they may not get into the exact specifics. You know, like
Yeah.
watching them.
Yeah.
But you do pick up on a ton.
I picked up on a ton, and I feel like having finished that, obviously I'm not like a dungeon master
No, but it
master
gives
now.
you much a better base.
But I feel more confident
I
in
tell you
my
one
dungeon
thing,
mastering abilities.
There's a lot of good subreddits about
There
dungeon
are
mastering.
there are
and yada,
3
yada, yada.
separate subreddits for dungeon mastering tools, and I've subscribed to all of them. I've been reading some
I have
stuff
2.
about them.
I have 2. I found a really good, and it was one because I've been like all about like super preparing my world and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And
You put a lot of effort
I
into it.
read a article last week, or a post in this in one of the subreddits. I can't remember which one it was, but one of the subreddits I follow.
One of the handful.
About that. Well, I've got a pretty good number now that I follow. It's not extensive, but
I'm up-
It's
I'm up-
like 20, 30.
That's a lot more than I am.
So,
I'm
which
up
is
to probably
pretty good-
5. 2 Dungeons
pretty
and
good
Dragons,
chunk.
and then 3 dungeon mastering subreddits.
Because I have subreddits for the mobile games I like to play.
Yeah.
And then I have I have a Yu-Gi-Oh one, and I have one for a couple couple specific games. That I really got into.
Yeah.
Like I have the Warframe one. I don't play Warframe anymore, but I just like to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah. Same thing with me in Titanfall.
And the community is just awesome. Like the community for Warframe is just awesome.
Yeah, the Titanfall community is wonderful.
Yeah. Speaking of games, I bought Anthem, and Robert bought Anthem.
How fun.
I really enjoy it.
That's good.
I've only played the tutorial so far.
Yeah.
I really like the gameplay.
That's
The
good.
lore's really cool from what I've seen so far. I've only played like an hour of it, but still, I was like, I don't get all the hate so far.
I tried to convince Cecilia to get Odyssey over Red Dead, but she still wants to be a cowboy.
Oh, she should have got Odyssey. It's so much.
Well, she hasn't gotten either yet, but I'm telling her she needs to get Odyssey.
Well, she has PS4, doesn't she? Right?
Yeah.
Well, tell her not to buy either one. She can borrow my Red Dead.
All right,
Yeah.
I will tell her
I'll
that.
bring
then.
it over next week.
All right,
Just remind me, and I'll bring it over. Because
I'll tell her that.
I'm not playing. I was gonna trade it in.
yeah,
Or if
I
she
will
wants to buy it for me, I'll sell it to her half price.
totally. I will let her know
Either way,
since we're
just
done.
whichever one she wants to do. Because I'm not touching that anytime soon.
I ain't playing that game
I'm
again.
not. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. Love Odyssey though. Odyssey is super fun. I think I just like the setting better, honestly.
The setting for Odyssey is wonderful.
But
Anyway, allow us to digest.
But yeah, Anthem really fun so far. And Robert got it. He got it, and I was like, because I wasn't gonna buy it unless somebody else bought it. Because it's one of those games I want to play with somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'll actually keep, no matter how mediocre it is, I'll still play it as long as I have somebody to play it with.
Yeah.
So Robert got it. I was like, okay, cool. I'll get it too. So I played through it. And I was like, I don't get what the problem is. Like I don't get what the problem is. I mean, I'm sure I'll hit something eventually,
Yeah.
but I don't think the scores it has right now are justified. From granted, my experience is very brief, but from everything I've read from actual people that are actually playing it, they really enjoy it, even though they're like, oh, there are parts that are repetitive and yada yada.
Yeah. I'm sure a small portion of that is also just the way Activision as a company is.
Well, they're EA.
Is Anthem EA?
Anthem is EA. Yeah.
Okay. What's the one that's Activision?
Destiny's Activision, or was Activision,
Okay.
but is no longer Activision.
Okay.
It's now specifically owned by Bungie. They have their own property. They have the
Interesting.
I mean, they own the rights to it regardless.
Yeah.
But they were under the Activision umbrella, and now they broke off from them. So
Okay. All right.
They retained all rights to it, which was super cool. I was glad to see. I don't play Destiny anymore, just because I don't. Again, everybody I played with fell off, and I fell off playing it too.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. Like I'm not gonna keep in that grind.
Yeah.
So, too much else to do.
Yep.
But yeah, I like it. I like it so far.
glad.
And I foresee a lot of fun with Robert with that game. So,
How was Far Cry?
Far Cry's fun. We played a little bit last weekend.
Pretty fun.
Robert and I did. Not great, just okay.
It's another Far Cry game.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just not as polished as the last couple. It's one of the offshoot ones, so it's just okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Primal. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. What were you saying before we started talking about Anthem and video
I don't
games? Something about Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't remember.
Dungeon
Yeah.
Master.
Oh, they were. How do we go from there to there? Anyway, basically the whole point of the article was like, just don't over prepare. Like just
Yes,
allow it to be
yeah.
malleable. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. So I've officially just kind of thrown my hands up.
Yep.
I'm just like I'm gonna prepare for the session, and I'm gonna let the rest. Like I have a good idea of what the world is,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna let the rest of it fill itself in as we go.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and I
That's
think
really the
that's
best way
gonna
to
be
do
a good idea.
What I have done,
So.
and I need to physically write all this down. I need to grab my Dungeon Master. I have a small backpack specifically for holding all of my D&D dungeon mastering stuff, like dice, rule set, rule book, multiple notebooks, paper, pen, and all that. What I'm going to do is, since our adventure is taking place in the city of Waterdeep, largest city on the Sword Coast, there is a specific story, and there are specific side quests to that story. And they exist, and it's like, these are here if you want to use these. If you don't, ignore them, that's fine. So I'm going to have the story page set up chapter by chapter, per page, and have the outline done. But then on the other, so I'm going to have one notebook, basically, that is story and story elements. So I'm going to have on one page, chapter 1. Next page will be chapter 2. Next page will be chapter 3. Next page will be chapter 4. Fifth chapter is the finisher. Once I get all those chapter pages out of the way, I'm going to have all these side quests per page. So one page will be, for example, ghost attack. Ooh. So that page will have ghost attack. It'll have all of the things that I need for that, where it is and takes place. That way I have some continuity. And then I'm going to go to the next page. I'm not going to be like, word for word, this is what happens. It's going to be ghost attack. This is where it takes place. This is when it will take place.
Yeah, well, I mean,
here's the
that's
DC
really what
that
you
they
need to do.
So I'm going to probably have like 15 or 20 of those. I just need to write them down because I'm going to forget them. So I need to, like, after we're done here, upload all this, get this video edited and synced, and then I'm going to spend, no joke, a couple hours just like writing all of this stuff down.
Write
and then
it
flip
down.
the page. Yeah, and then I'm going to have on a separate notebook characters and gameplay notes. So for example, I'm going to have Andrew's character, Mr. Aarakocra Warlock. I'm going to have Birdman.
Frank Bird.
Frank
the
Bird.
Third.
I'm gonna have
Frank the Third.
I'm gonna have Terry Bird at the top of the page, and I'm gonna write down notes that Terry Bird has said or has done. So, for example, if his character is like with an NPC is like, yeah, and I'm 6 feet tall or whatever, I'm gonna be like, says he's 6 feet tall to Dr. Shivago, and so whenever he later says like, well, I'm actually 5 feet tall, and it's like, oh, Dr. Shivago says, but you told me you were 6 feet tall. That way there's some continuity in world building and all of this. And I'm going to have an individual page for each player character. So Trevor, Robert, Andrew, Dalton, whoever else wants to join. And then I'm going to have all the NPC pages. Dr. Shivago, Xanathar the Beholder, whoever else. Yeah. Well, Robert's actually a player character now.
Oh, okay.
So what that means, I have to increase my voice acting skills and get better at that. So yeah, I'm going to have a notebook for notes, NPCs, and player character information, and then a notebook for events and story elements and side quests and all that. So I'm pretty excited, but I'm just trying to like get everything ready, but not push them in any direction.
That's all
just
you gotta
let
do.
them explore
Let
the
'em
city. Yep. And Waterdeep is like, I think it is the size of Los Angeles, the city, and it's all contained within a wall area. So there will be no shortage of things for them to do. So I'm very excited. Are you ready to Dungeon Master, Mr. Boy?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited also.
ready.
I'm excited to play. We haven't played in a
I
while.
know. Everybody's always so busy.
It's so busy. And now it's been bad weather. But now the weather, hopefully, it's not going to rain again. So.
Should do good.
Well, we're at 24 minutes. Got anything else you want to add?
I could sing.
You can sing?
Oh,
my head fell
That's all I got.
Yeah, is that all that you
That's
have?
all I got.
We have. I hope that you're able to join us for next month's Smash tournament.
Probably not, because it's on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturdays just aren't good for me.
What do you do on Saturdays that you're so busy
It's
all the
date
time?
night.
Date night every
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Yeah, the lady comes on.
Well, I reckon that's a good enough excuse.
She lives like over 100 miles away. So
Is it really 100 miles away?
yeah, she's like 2.5 hours. So it's like right over.
Long
100.
journey.
It's like right over 100. It's a longer than a quick jump.
A quick jolt. What here in the last couple of minutes. What accent? Do you know who Volothamp Gadarm is?
No.
Do you know Volothamp's Guide to Everything?
You mean Xanthar's Guide to Everything?
Is it Xanthar's Guide to Everything?
Mm-hmm.
Look it up real fast. I don't think it is.
It's 100% Xanthar's Guide to Everything. I don't need to look it up. I know it is.
Okay. Well, either way, Volothamp is a character. He's a famed explorer and writer in canon.
Now, there is Volo's Guide,
Volo's Guide, yes.
which is a different guide. Xanthar's Guide is to everything.
Volo's
is a creature base. It's a creature manual.
Okay, that's Volothamp. That's the
It has
character
like all the
Volothamp.
expanded.
Volothamp's Guide to Monsters. That's what it is.
It
I
has all the
haven't-
expanded races. And
I haven't bought the book. I don't care enough to buy the book.
It's a good book.
It's
It's got a lot of cool information.
It is very. I bet it's very.
And it's
very
got the
informative.
awesome air and a lot of cool
races in it.
you can add for player characters.
I don't care enough to buy it. I don't want to buy it. I don't care.
Yeah, I bought it cheap. So
What accent do you think he has?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. And it doesn't really say that he has any kind
I
of
would
accent.
I would picture him with like a Russian accent for some reason.
I imagine
don't
it to
know
be
why.
kind of Spanish, like a Spaniard style accent.
I would imagine like
Because the
like
way
a
that he talks,
Volo.
or the way that
Volo da.
well, his name is Volothem. So Gedarm. So he might have a Russian accent.
I don't give a good darn.
The way I'm gonna play him is to where he has like a Spanish accent, because the way his cadence and the way that like he's written that he speaks, I'm like, this could be Spanish. It could be Eastern European.
It could be clicks.
Hmm?
I am what?
Okay. But yeah, I'm totally gonna be doing accents. At no
Oh.
point
Hello Google.
did I say. Have you had that happen with your mini?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it doesn't happen with my mini. Either.
self-aware.
It doesn't happen with my mini either. I think it's just mine being a hunk of junk first gen Google Home.
Well, it's just old.
Yeah,
Hey Google, go retire.
I didn't even hear you say that.
Yeah, it did. That's why I didn't say anything back. I heard its feelings.
Well, hopefully neither of us are sick and the weather isn't too bad next Sunday, so we can record again. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Well, you ready to finish this podcast,
Oh, Kurt.
Mr. Boy?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about, Rad?
No, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm ready to go.
I'm
home.
done. This Papa's got places to go.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Hopefully, we won't miss next week. We will see you guys in the next episode of the Third Opinion Podcast. Follow us on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Third Opinion Media.
And follow us in real life.
Don't follow us in real life. That's a weird one.
Elisha lives it.
No, don't. I was like,